Right, let's talk about something we all think about: aging. But, we're often focused on the wrong things: the wrinkles, the gray hair, even just heart health. What if I told you that one of the most critical keys to a long, vibrant life is something most of us just overlook? Yeah, I'm talking about our muscles. Today, we're going to unlock why muscle health is the real secret to aging well. First, I want you to just take in this number: 106. That's how many older adults in the US died from a fall. Not per year, not per month, but every single day back in 2021. And look, this is not some small fringe issue. It's a daily tragedy that shows just how high the stakes really are. So, what do we do about this? We think about better lighting or getting rid of tripping hazards, and yeah, those things help, but they don't get to the root of the problem. What if the real key, the fundamental solution, is actually hiding in plain sight, right inside our own bodies? This brings us to the core issue. There's this stealthy threat that quietly undermines our health as we get older. It's the hidden, gradual danger of losing our muscle. And it happens so slowly, we often don't even notice it's happening until it's a real problem. Now, there's a medical term for this. It's called sarcopenia. It basically just means the age-related loss of our muscle and its function. And get this, it's not some rare condition. It affects up to 9% of all older adults. This is the real reason why simple things get harder and our balance starts to go. And it's so important to get that this isn't just about getting older. Other health problems, especially chronic diseases like cancer, can kick this whole process into overdrive. This can lead to a really severe wasting condition called cachexia, which is so devastating it's actually responsible for 20 to 30% of all cancer-related deaths. See, muscle isn't just for lifting things, it's a pillar of your entire body's health. So how do you know where you stand with all this? Well, the science is pretty cool here, because a surprisingly simple test, one you can do right now wherever you are, can tell you a whole lot about your risk. It's called the 10-second one-legged stance test, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Can you stand on one leg without holding on to anything for 10 seconds? It seems almost too simple, right? But research has shown this is an incredibly powerful predictor of longevity for adults over 50. Why? Because your ability to balance is tied directly to your muscle health. And believe me, the results from this test are, wow, they're stark. One study followed over 1,700 people. For those who could pass the test, their mortality rate over the next 7 years was just 4.6%. But for those who failed, it shot up to 17.5%. That's nearly a 4 times higher risk of dying. It's an incredible illustration of how a simple physical ability is directly linked to our survival. Okay, so that's the problem. It's serious, the risk is real. But here's the good news. We are not helpless here. There's a really powerful 2-part defense system you can start using today to fight back. I want you to think of it like this. Your body needs 2 things. First, you need an engine. That's your resistance training, the actual work that tells your muscles to grow. And second, that engine needs fuel. That's proper nutrition, giving it the raw materials it needs to build and repair. You absolutely have to have both. One without the other just isn't going to cut it. So let's start with the engine. How exactly do you train for strength? How do you build up that powerful defense against muscle loss? The contrast here is what's so amazing. Look, if you're not doing anything, you are literally losing ground, up to 8% of your muscle every single decade. But check out the flip side. Just 10 weeks of consistent training can pack on 1.4 kilograms. That's over 3 pounds of solid muscle. You can reverse the trend way faster than it develops. So how do you actually do it? Well, it really just comes down to 3 things. The first is frequency. This one is non-negotiable. Consistency is everything, so aiming for 3 times a week is key. Then you've got intensity, that's how heavy you lift, and volume, which is how many sets and reps you do. You can tailor both of those to whatever your goals are, whether it's size or pure strength. So what does a good workout actually look like? Well, you want to hit all these points. You need lower body work, like squats, to build those big, powerful muscles that support you. You need core exercises like planks for stability, and you should do some direct balance training, through things like Tai Chi or yoga. And of course, don't forget flexibility to keep your range of motion. All right, now for the second half of the plan. Building the engine is one thing, but you have got to give it the right fuel. So let's talk nutrition and let's get specific about protein. For years, the standard advice has been about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight each day. But here's the thing you have to understand. That is the bare minimum, just to stop you from becoming deficient. It is not what you need to thrive, to build, or even to maintain muscle as you get older. If you're really serious about fighting off muscle loss, you need to aim higher, much higher. The real target for building and maintaining muscle is somewhere between 1.6 and 2.2 grams per kilogram. Yeah, that's more than double the old minimum. That's what it takes to give your body the building blocks it's crying out for. So where do you get all that protein? Well, high-quality sources are your best bet. Animal-based proteins like chicken and eggs are fantastic because they have all the amino acids you need. Plant-based options like lentils and tofu are great too. And hey, don't overlook supplements like essential amino acids or collagen. They can make hitting those higher numbers way, way easier. Okay, so you put in the work, you dial in your nutrition. What's the real long-term payoff here? This is about so much more than just feeling strong today. It's about stacking the deck in your favor for a much healthier tomorrow. The research on this is crystal clear. Things they can measure in middle life, like your grip strength, how fast you walk, and, yep, your balance, are all directly linked to your chances of living an exceptionally long life. To put it simply, stronger people are just way more likely to reach 100. This all brings us to a really simple but powerful truth. There's a quote that just nails it. If you're not getting stronger, you're getting weaker. Think about that. There's no standing still. Your body is always in a state of either building up or breaking down. And the choice of which direction you go, well, that's up to you. So that leaves us with one final and really crucial question. This isn't about next week or next year. It's about right now. After everything we've just talked about, the risks, the science, and the very clear solutions, what is one thing you will do today to get stronger?